In 2024, UPSC has framed a question on the parts of Indian Constitution, which was although one of the easier question framed by the UPSC ever, but on the other hand, it was conceptual, it was factual enough for the aspirants to commit the mistake. So in order to wave off such kind of issues, such kind of problems, I brought this video to all of you guys, which would be beneficial for the aspirants of UPSC as well as state PCS exams. Hello everyone, myself Anurag Sharma, and in today's video we shall learn about the part of Indian Constitution with the conceptual clarity. In the end of the video, I will share a short trick so that you guys can learn these parts very easily with the help of mnemonics. So let's start the video. First of all, we will learn about parts. Like, what is the part of Indian Constitution? What's the meaning of part? So parts could be treated as the chapter of Indian Constitution or the chapters of Indian Constitution nurtured by Indian constitutional framers in a specific sequence to cover all the dimension and all the aspects of the India comprehensively. Okay? Initially in the Indian Constitution, at the time of its implementation, there were total 22 parts. But due course of time, some parts were added, some parts were repealed, and as of now, the number of parts is 25. It means we can say at the time of the Constitution 22 parts were there, but in today's world, in today's day, we can say there are total 25 parts. Total number 3 increased there in the part of Indian Constitution. These are the chapters, these are the parts, and to understand the conceptual clarity of this, I shall explain one of the concept of the India. In 1950, when the Constitution of India was implemented, that time the whole India was divided into 4 categories, namely A, namely B, category C and category D. Category C dealt with those territories, those states, those were under the control of the British. So we can say category C dealt with British India. In category V, we added those princely states that later merged with the India, those princely states that later merged with India and became the integral part of it. In the part C or the category C, we added chief commissionerate territories, or those states or those territories, those were under the control of the central government either directly or indirectly. And category D, it dealt with Andaman and Nicobar separately. It means we can say that the provisions were made for Andaman and Nicobar separately in the category D. Rest 3 category were dealt with the British India, princely states and the chief commissionerate or UTs, union territories under the control of union government. These were the pictures of India. Apart from that, we will see one more concept here that apart from that, we will see one more concept that when we talk about the India as a state, so you will see that there are some certain mandatory provisions, mandatory components which are required for a state like India. And these components are a definite geographical territory, the population living in that territory, government to rule over that territory, and the last but not the least, sovereignty. Geographical territory means the extension of a country. Let's say, for example, when we talk about the India, the geographical extension of the India would be the part of geographical territory, or we can say that the possession of the government over the geographical area the possession over the government of India over a particular and definite geographical area would be treated as geographical territory of India. The second is population, which is required for the country like India to become a state, and population means those people who are residing or living within the geographical territory of a particular country like India. Government is there which could be elected or nominated or governed by a people to rule over or to control the population living in that territory, and the sovereignty is another concept that talks about the power of the government or the power of the state to take its decisions without the intervention of another forces directly or indirectly. So when we talk about the India as a state, you will see that the chapter 1st of Indian Constitution talks about Indian geographical extension, Indian geographical, territorial extension. The union and its territory, which is the name of first chapter, talks about the geographical extension of the India, like how many states are there, how many UTs are there, how many other territories are there in the India, that deals with chapter 1 of Indian Constitution. Chapter 2 that talks about citizenship is dealt with those population of the India, those are the native to India, those are the permanent resident of the India, those for whom the government of India is responsible for making laws, for making, we can say like for making laws for their welfare. So these are very basic and very, we can say like at the initial stage we have seen two chapters. Chapter 1 talks about the geographical extension of the India that is known as union and its territory, and chapter 2 talks about the citizenship or the citizens of the India, which is the population residing there in the India. Chapter 3 and 4, these are two chapters. Chapter 3 and 4, these are two chapters that talk about rights, that talks about powers of the people or the citizens or the natives of India who are residing here in the Indian territory. The one, chapter 3, is known as fundamental right, and chapter 4 is known as directive principles of state policy. There is a concept, another concept of justice that could be of three types. There is a concept of justice that could be of three types, called political justice, social justice, and economic justice. I am repeating, justice could be of three types: political justice, social justice, and economic justice. Here, chapter 3 of Indian Constitution means fundamental rights deals with political justice, while social and economic justice are dealt by DPSP, Directive Principles of States Policy. So these are two rights chapter provided by the government of India, provided by the constitution framework to the people who are residing in the Indian territory. One is fundamental right, another one is DPSP. There is another slightly difference between these two. Fundamental rights are justiciable in nature. What does that mean? In case of any kind of abbreviation, in case of any kind of like violation of political rights or the fundamental rights of an individual, the person, aggrieved person, the victim can go there in the court of Supreme Court or higher court. But in case of DPSP, in case of violation of DPSP, these are non-justiciable in the nature. Nobody can go there and nobody can visit the courts. This is also basic difference. It means social and economic justice is being provided by the state government, but completely depends upon the discretion of it. But in case of political justice, it is mandatory. It has to be provided by the state to the people. These two chapters are there. Later, during the period of Indira Gandhi, we will see the period of Indira Gandhi, the glorious period of Indira Gandhi in the subsequent videos. But here, I will add one more thing. Later, during the period of Indira Gandhi, one constitution called Mini Constitution of India was brought in 1976, through which one new chapter was added there. One new chapter was added there in the constitution called Part 4A. So initially, at the time of implementation, this fundamental duties chapter was not there. It was added later in 1976 by the Indira Gandhi. They should be there in your mind. Okay, in 1976. Next we will see again that part, that category, what I have divided, what I have, category A, B, C and D. A dealt with British India, B, Princely States, C, UTs, and D, Andaman and Nicobar. Keep it in your mind. We will learn this part here again. See, Part 5 of Indian Constitution talks about union. Union means the government as a whole, the central government, the parliament, the president of India and the proceedings of the parliament, the powers of the president of India, the Supreme Court, everything which is situated there at the central level, at the union level is dealt with this part 5 of Indian Constitution, the union. Now here comes category A, B, C, D. Category A, states were mentioned there part 6, category B, princely states were mentioned there part 7, UTs were mentioned there in part 8, and in part 9 they mentioned Andaman and Nicobar. For 1 second you have to remember, you have to memorize all this part. Okay, I am repeating this one. Part 5 dealt with union, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. These are the 4 chapters. Those dealt with category A, B, C and D respectively. For example, part 6 dealt with states, British Indian states. Part 7 dealt with princely states. Part 8 dealt with UTs, Union Territories, and the part 9 dealt with Andaman and Nicobar. Now another concept. What was that? Till 1956, 1st of November 1956, you have to remember this date. Till 1956, princely states were merged here in the India, and these princely states have their own, we can say like ruling procedure. But in 1956, all those princely states were shifted to part 6. The provisions of princely states were shifted to part 6. It means there was no more the post of Raj Pramukh. Now there was no more the post of ruler. Now in place of ruler or Raj Pramukh, they brought the post of governor. So we can say in 1956 a major change was brought there in the Indian Constitution, and now part 7 in 1956, part 7 was repealed completely, and all the provisions of part 7, all the states mentioned earlier in part 7 were shifted to part 6. First thing. Second, UT was remained same, but part 9, which was earlier dealt with the Andaman and Nicobar, on 1st of November 1956, Andaman and Nicobar was shifted from here to part 8. It means here there are 2 major changes in 1956. First, part 7 of Indian Constitution was repealed completely, and from part 9, Andaman and Nicobar territory, which was a UT, was shifted to part 8 of Indian Constitution. Here comes another concept, that from 1956 till 1992, part 9 of Indian Constitution was vacated empty. There was no any provision from 1956 to 1992. Here comes another concept to understand this conceptual clarity, that how we can memorize the thing. So here we will understand the federal structure. Federal structure. What is federal structure? The structure where there is a division of power, decentralization. The division of power between the center and states and its subsequent branches. So first in the federal structure, here comes center or union, here comes states, and then here comes Panchayati Raj and urban local bodies. This is the federal structure. The most powerful body would be center, second state government, then the Panchayati Raj and urban local bodies. Now again we will see here, this is union, center level, part 5, part 6 and part 8. These are the, more or less same as state. And part 9, here comes part 9 that deals with Panchayati Raj. We can say like rural Swaraj. Rural Swaraj means the self-government of rural area. Panchayati Raj was brought in 1992. There were 2 amendments made, 73rd and 74th. These amendments were made in 1992, and through these amendments, respectively part 9 and part 9A of Indian Constitution were added. In part 9, Panchayati Raj was brought in place of Andaman and Nicobar. That was shifted there in the part 8 of Indian Constitution. And in part 9A, that was a new part, urban local bodies or the municipalities were added in 1992. Now here comes another chapter called part 9B. Here comes another chapter called part 9B. 9b was the latest chapter added to the Indian Constitution through 97th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2011. Part 9b was the latest part added to the Indian Constitution in 2011 through 97th Amendment. Okay, and this particular part dealt with cooperative society. In order to empower the cooperative society here in the India, a separate chapter was added in 2011. Here comes part 10, 11, 12 and 13. 10 deals with scheduled and tribal areas, especially those areas where the scheduled tribes or tribal territories or tribal people reside. Next, part 10 dealt with scheduled and tribal area. Next, part 11 that talks about the relation between the center and states. The relation means financial relations, executive relations and legislative relations between the center and state. This provision has been mentioned there in the part 11. Part 12 talks about the finance, property, contracts and suits. Finance means financial powers, contracts, suits, property, etc. is a part of part 12. Part 13 talks about trade, commerce and intercourse within the territory of the India, among the states, within the states, between the states is a part of part 13. Part 14 deals with service under the union and state. Services means government services, paramilitary services, or we can say like armed services, all are the part of this part 14. Part 14a again added later in 1976 only through 42nd Amendment, that's known as tribunals. Tribunal is a kind of like semi-judicial bodies to hear the suits regarding or over a particular specific area. So these are the tribunals added in 1976. Apart from that, part 15 deals with election, 16 deals with special provision related to certain classes. Next, 17 deals with official languages. This particular question has been asked recently. Part 18 deals with emergency provisions, like during the emergency of national, during the state emergency and during the financial emergencies, what precautionary measures has been adopted by the central government have been mentioned there in the emergency part. Next, part 19 talks about miscellaneous. Miscellaneous means those things, those were not mentioned here in different part, would be the part of part 19. Next, part 20 talks about the amendment to the constitution. Next, part 11 and 12, 21 and 22. 21 talks about the temporary, transitional and specific provisions. These were the provisions when Constitution of India was implemented. That time these provisions were made, became the part of constitution. And the last short title, commencement, authoritative text in Hindi and repeals, all these are the part of part 22. Now here comes a question. As of now, 25 parts are there in the constitution. The latest part is part 9b. Apart from that, through 42nd Amendment of 1976, two parts were added to the constitution, namely 4a and 14th a. Such kind of questions have been framed by UPSC, and UPSC can frame these questions in the future also. So keep it in your mind, remind it properly. Now here comes the time of a trick, which was most awaited part of this video. Here is a trick, and for this trick we will divide all the parts of the Indian Constitution into two parts. First, we will talk about till part 11. First trick. This first trick will cover part 1 of Indian Constitution to part 11 of Indian Constitution. And from part 12 of Indian Constitution to part 22, we'll cover the second trick, we'll see the second trick. So, just to remember this trick, first we will memorize it. You can fly directly from US to UP to meet Colonel Sitaram. You can fly directly from US to UP to meet Colonel Sitaram. U for Union and its territory. U for Union and its territory. Can for citizenship, part 2nd. Fly for fundamental rights, part 3rd. Directive principles of state policy, part 4. Fly means fundamental duties, part 4a. U means union. S for states. 2 it's a smaller one, ये caps में नहीं है, smaller में है, and for that we will see that there is a repealed provision of part 7. Then again, U for UT, P for Panchayati Raj, part 9. Here comes part 9, here comes, this 2 is silent. Here comes part 9, B, 9A, that is municipality, part 9B, that is cooperative society. Here comes part 10, schedule and tribal area, and then part 11, relation between the center and state. Now we will memorize it. You can fly directly from US to UP to meet Colonel Sitaram. First U stands for Union and its territory. Can means citizenship. Fly means fundamental rights. Fly means fundamental rights. Directly means DPSP. From means fundamental duties. U means union. S means states. This too has been repealed, part 7, princely states. This U is UT. Then P means Panchayati Raj, part 9. Part 9, yet this too is silent. Then meet के लिए आएगा part 9A municipality, colonel part 9B cooperative society, Sita part 10 that is schedule and tribal areas, part 11 Ram means relation between center and states. And here comes another trick from part 12 to 22. Here comes another trick. Let's memorize it. Fruits taste sour to eat, so only eat Maggie as tasty snack. Fruits taste sour to eat, so only eat Maggie as tasty snacks. Fruit means finance, part 12. Taste means trade, part 13. Sour means service, part 14. 2 tribunal, part 14A. Then E, election, part 15. So से क्या बनेगा? Specific और special provision for certain classes. Then ये हो गया part 16. Part 17 only means official language. Now here comes emergency. 18 Maggie, miscellaneous. 19. Then 20 amendment to the constitution. Amendment to the constitution. 20. Then temporary and transitional provision, part 21 and part 22, short titles or authoritative text in Hindi. For this I will repeat again. Fruits taste sour to eat, so only eat Maggie as tasty snacks. Fruit means finance, taste means trade, sour means services, 2 means tribunals, eat means election. Now here comes special provision. So means special provision only official language, eat emergency provisions, Maggie miscellaneous as amendment to the constitution, tasty temporary and transitional provisions, and snacks means short titles and authoritative text in Hindi. This is part 12, 13, 14, and keep it in your mind. After 14 here comes 14A, then 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 and 22. So these are the total 25 parts of Indian Constitution which we have learned with the help of trick also. And this trick is, I'm revising this trick. The first trick is you can fly directly from US to UP to meet Colonel Sitaram. Union, citizenship, fundamental rights, directive principles of state policy. Then here comes fundamental duties, part 4A. You have to remember these additional parts, part 4A. Then union, states, 2 means repealed provision of princely states. Now again UT, Panchayati Raj, part 9. Part 9A is this one is silent. Part 9A is municipality. 9B colonial means क्या हो जाएगा? Colonial means cooperative societies. Then here comes Sita, that is a special provision for schedule and tribal areas. Then Ram means relation between center and state. Here comes another trick called fruit taste sour to eat, so only eat Maggie as tasty snack. Part 12 means finance related जो भी हैं provisions. These provisions have been added there in the part 12. Then part 13, trade. Part 14, services. Part 14a, tribunal. 2 means tribunal. Then election. Then special provision to some certain classes. Then official language, part 17. Part 18, emergency provisions. Part 19, miscellaneous. Part 20 deals with amendment. Part 21, temporary provision, and next means short titles. So these are the parts of Indian Constitution. I hope you would like the video. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad.